Greetings, everybody. Here to talk about worship and preaching on Sunday. We are approaching the third Sunday of Advent. We had the joy of Denise preaching last week. What a gift to have her be a part of our Advent season. And we will and are continuing in the prophet Isaiah, exploring the promise. And this particular week is also kind of an interesting passage from Isaiah. It's in chapter 35. And the sermon title I've given is God Moves to Us and We Move to God. And probably the image I want to have us think about, at least in terms of preparing ourselves for the message this week, is an image of a sacrament. And a sacrament, whether it be baptism or communion, I think of a sacrament as kind of this meeting ground where we kind of meet halfway. Is we're making a movement toward God, and God is making a movement toward us, and then somewhere along the way there's this engagement, this interaction where we meet one another. And Isaiah's passage is talking about the wilderness and the dry land, and this kind of this redemption that comes, and our hoping is our moving toward God. And I would dare say that God moves toward us. God is not stagnant. God is not distant. God is actively moving toward us just as we are moving toward God. In the season of Advent and preparation time, as we reflect on the very nature of the gift of God, this idea that we will celebrate on Christmas Eve of the incarnation of God with us, that God moved from full divinity to divinity and humanity. So there's this movement that God makes to meet us. And Isaiah picks up some themes of that gradual shifting of us moving toward God and God moving to us. So I hope you find that interesting. I think it's kind of a cool concept of humanity's interplay with God's presence. And I think that'll be a meaningful reflection as we continue down this season of Advent and exploring the promise. So I hope you'll join us on Sunday.